Caleb Plant is fighting Jose Resendiz in May. Now, who's going to win this fight? Well, if we're talking about who's going to win this fight, let's take a look at their latest performances, in which Caleb Plant fought David Benavidez, in which Caleb Plant started off great until David Benavidez let his hands go, took control of the fight, outlanded Caleb Plant, and David Benavidez won by decision.
And still, the undefeated interim WBC.
And after this, Caleb Plant went on to fight Trevor McCumbee, in which Trevor dropped Caleb in round 4, but really Caleb Plant just fell off balance.
Maybe open up for a left hook upstairs, counter right hand.
But then Caleb Plant picked it up, put a lot of punishment on Trevor McCumbee, and the rest did enough and stopped the fight in round 9. Now let's take a look at Jose's latest performances, in which he fought Elijah Garcia, in which Elijah rocked Jose in round 1. But then both went back and forth, both had some great shots, but then Elijah dropped and put a lot of punishment on Jose, and the rest did enough and stopped the fight in round 8. And after this, Jose went on to fight Fernando Palisa, in which both started off very fast, both had some great combinations, until Jose knocked off Fernando in round 5. Now, Caleb Plant being scheduled to fight Jose Resendiz is not what we want to see. I understand that since they want Charlo to fight Caleb Plant, they both need warm-up fights since both haven't been that active, especially Jamal Charlo since his last fight was back in 2023. But anyways, let's take a look at Jose Resendiz, where he stands with a record of 15 wins with 11 knockouts and 2 losses, getting stopped once. And if you look down his list of fights, we'll see that before finishing Fernando this year, his fight against Elijah Garcia was back in 2023. So he hasn't been consistent with his performances and he hasn't been that active. So I believe that this fight is a true warm-up fight for Caleb Plant, even though Caleb Plant did just go to war with Trevor McCumbee and it wasn't a pretty fight. And I say that because Caleb Plant has fought at the highest level, so he's got the experience, and we know that he has the skill to outbox and outperform Jose Resendiz. Not to mention that Jose Resendiz has a lot of holes in his game plan and style, since we see him take a lot of damage, and although he's good at returning shots and letting his hands go, I don't think that's going to work against Caleb Plant, who's a smarter and more skilled fighter. So I think Jose Resendiz is going to struggle with getting things going and with having a lot of success. I believe we will see Caleb Plant look a lot more sharp, which will lead him to landing the cleaner and more significant shots, and I believe that if Caleb Plant goes for the finish, he can definitely get it. So I got Caleb Plant winning this fight.